Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I will be talking about the selling side of the market. Obviously, I do make so many videos about investing and what to spend your money on, but I did want to address where to sell your cards to get market value, because a lot of people message me on Instagram like they've bought this card, it's gone up 3x, but they don't know how to sell it, they don't know where to sell it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys basically all the places I use to sell. But before we get into that, I do want to say, as you guys know, I have my Sports Card Invest membership program, where I basically do give out weekly reports every single Monday of 10 sports cards I believe will go up, 10 cards I believe will go down, and then 3 long-term underground NBA investments. So basically, we were able to predict that 2012 Prism was going to go up like crazy before it did. So 2012 Prism was one thing that we saw in the market before anyone else did. And we were buying all these LeBrons for literally, I believe, $25 for a raw LeBron 2012 Prism. And right now they've gone up astronomically. And then also we were able to predict that centers in basketball would go up a lot. So guys like Karl Anthony Towns were, $60 just months ago. And we were going ahead and predicting that centers would finally get some recognition. And finally they did, and centers went up a lot in price. So just so many trends we've been able to spot. There is a new trend that we just spotted that I'm sharing to my members right now. So if you guys would be interested in joining the membership group, go ahead, click the link down below. Use code YouTube to get you 10% off my website, sportscardsinvest.com. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into this video. So this first site that I'm on is StockX. StockX is a place that I use to sell. I definitely think it's a great place to sell. One thing to keep in mind is they do have some quite decent fees. It's 8.5% transaction fee and then another 3% for payment processing. So if I sell something for $7,000, it ends up being roughly $6,200. But you can post things for a little bit over market on here, and occasionally you will get some people biting. So I've definitely had some luck on it. It doesn't hurt. You don't even have to take pictures of the card or anything. How it works is you go ahead, place an ask. You say sell, this red button, and then you can say I have a PSA 10. Say I enter an ask. The lowest ask is 9,500. So say I say 9,400. Review ask, and then I go ahead, click these 3, confirm ask. And then as soon as someone buys it, they give you 3 days to ship out. But one thing you do have to keep in mind is if there's even the slightest little ding or scratch on the PSA case, they will not accept it. They will send it right back to you, and they could even charge, a fee. So I would definitely make sure that you're buying something that's in, or you're selling something that it's actually in very good condition and there's no issues over there. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into our next, place to sell, which is Facebook groups. So Facebook groups are definitely a very good place that I utilize. So NBA Hotspot, there's so many of these Facebook groups that are very good to join. Panini Prism sports cards. So what you basically want to do is go ahead and join all of these groups. And once you join all of these groups, all you have to do is click write something. What you do is you add pictures, and then you go ahead and type like what the card is and how much you're asking. So I could be like Kyrie Irving Prism PSA 10 asking $1,300, or it's called OBO, is or best offer. So someone can send you an offer, and you go ahead, click post. And what you want to do is click post on every single group. So 6 sports cards community. If you guys want a full list of the Facebook groups I am in, you can go ahead and message me on Instagram at sportscardinvest, and I will send all. Sorry you guys, I did get interrupted, but as I was saying, there's definitely so many good Facebook groups that you guys can join to go ahead, sell, make trades, buy. You do have to be a little bit careful, like I said, but definitely there's some great, ways you can use Facebook to save a lot on fees when selling and buying. Basically, if you're buying or selling, you guys just have basically a 3% PayPal fee split between the buyer and seller. So definitely it's a very good place to buy, to save on fees, get stuff for under eBay, because if you're buying, you're gonna get stuff under eBay because sellers are willing to sell on Facebook under eBay because they don't have to pay fees. And if you're selling, you can afford to charge less than eBay prices because you're not going to have to pay the 10% fee. So it's definitely a very good place to make trades and deals. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into our next, which is MySlabs.com. MySlabs basically you can go ahead into MySlabs, you can register, and once you have registered, basically all you have to do is you send in your cards to MySlabs. They will take a picture of it, and you can post it and pick your price. So as you guys can see, there are 1% seller fees, which is practically, it's even less, and you do have some PayPal fees as well on shipping. So it works out to around 4%, plus $5 shipping. But that's definitely very good compared to eBay, because eBay, you have shipping and then, or buyer pays shipping, but you have 10% seller fees, which is definitely not too good. So MySlabs, definitely, once you send it to them, they take care of the rest. Very good place to both buy and sell, because you don't have any fees as a buyer, and you just have 1% seller fees when selling. So definitely, a great place to use. And I would say even when, obviously selling, you do have to commit if you're selling to MySlabs, because like you can post on eBay and Facebook at the same time, and whichever sells first you go to. But MySlabs, you would have to send the card into them, so that is a little bit of a hassle, not gonna lie, because obviously you can't also post it on Instagram and Facebook and all that. But definitely, not a bad place to use. I definitely recommend it for sure. But without further ado, we're gonna hop right into our next guy, which is StarStock.com. StarStock is quite similar to MySlabs, so you do have to send the card into them, and then they take care of the rest. The great thing is there's only 5% seller fees on here. They take care of everything else. All you have to do is basically ship it to them, and they will take pictures. So I definitely recommend, StarStock for raw cards. If you have raw cards that are in good condition, but you do not want to wait for them to get graded, what you can go ahead and do is post them up and if they get a StarStock A, which is basically what would be a PSA 9 or 10, you would basically get, a StarStock A, you get around 10 to 20% more than eBay raw, because the buyer knows it's in good condition. So definitely StarStock's a great place to sell raw cards that are in good condition. Like I would pay $100 for, a raw Trae Young, but on eBay I'd probably pay $80, but I'm basically paying that extra $20 to know it's in good condition. So it's a good place for sellers who do not want to grade cards. They can go ahead and sell stuff for a little bit more than they would on eBay, and it's quite easy, just 5% seller fees. Great place to buy as well with absolutely no fees. So definitely I recommend StarStock quite a lot. I use it quite a lot for quick flips with the playoffs. But definitely a great place to sell. Without further ado, we're going to hop right into our next one, which is COMC. COMC, very low seller fees as well. I definitely recommend COMC for selling and buying. I definitely think, COMC is a little bit more of like the quirky side, so a little like random cards that would be harder to sell, on eBay or Facebook or something. COMC might have a buyer for those random cards. Like you will find all kinds of random cards on here if you just go ahead and browse. I know a lot of people, use COMC more for collecting. So if you have like a random player, like Tristan Thompson, who's not really selling too well, but you have a cool card of him, it might sell on COMC. So definitely I recommend COMC for more of those, I guess you could say junk cards, but also just like, random cards that you don't think would, do very well on Facebook, would be very hard to find a buyer on eBay. You can possibly find a buyer on COMC. So definitely a good place to go ahead and use that. And then obviously you guys know eBay. eBay is basically the last one. I use eBay occasionally if I can't sell on Facebook or Instagram. I use Instagram personally to sell. I'm at Sports Card Invest, and I basically have kind of built a following on there, which allows me to sell quite easily, and people, I guess, trust me. I built a reputation, which is really nice. But I guess for people who don't have an Instagram following, I understand how eBay can become the place to sell. I personally think if you guys are selling on eBay, you have to be prepared, honestly, for, buyers, if a card goes down, to try to return it. And that's just the harsh truth with eBay. They always side with the buyer. So when selling, like, I really try to avoid using eBay, because I've had instances where I've sold a card like Zion, and, he goes down $100, and then the seller's like, or the buyer is like, oh, this is not received as described. They make up some random thing, and they ship it back and get their money back. So, not a good place to sell overall, if I'm being honest. But, You know, I understand if you have to use it once in a while, you know, I don't know. I just think that eBay would be the last resort, should be the last resort. But yeah, that's pretty much been the video. I hope this helped you guys out. I hope it answered some of your questions. If you guys would be interested, once again, in the sports card investment program, click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and other than that, I'm out. Peace.